Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jonelle and this is my Golden Year vlog. It's a weekly summary of all the highs and lows of things that I've gone through, things that I've crafted, and just exciting adventures in Atlanta and beyond. So I know you're like, why is she so glamorous today? Well, let me tell you what's happening this evening. This is the beginning of Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week. Tonight is the opening reception and the theme was Eco Chic Glam. Now you know me, I'm glamorous and also very sustainable. So I was very proud that my nonprofit Scraplanta got to be a sponsor for Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week this week. We are going to have a table set up Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we're going to sell visible mending kits. And I'm very excited about these kits because they have a little bit of a twist to them. Like, I am making patches from t-shirt scraps, and what I'm using is heat bond, and I attach heat bond to the back of the t-shirt and then I put it through my Cricut, and so it gives the piece an iron-on layer. So here's one of the pieces I made. It's a rainbow afro woman. Like, isn't that great? You can iron this on to like your jacket, your jeans, or wherever there's a hole. And then you can also, if you really feeling fancy, you can sew. The visible mending kits do come with thread and floss. And you can also use a zigzag stitch on your machine as well to just attach these patches. But the iron-on still works. Me personally, whenever I do patches, I do prefer to iron them on and then sew them just so that it's gonna adhere to the fabric and be there for a long time. So that's what Scraplanta is doing with Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week. And of course, because tonight is the opening reception, I had to get glam. Now, if you have been tuning into the last 2 episodes of my weekly vlog, you know that I cut up a comforter to make this look. And my original goal was for this to have sleeves. Unfortunately, when you cut up something that you thrifted, you do not always have enough for that. So this is sleeveless. It's a vest and it's a dress. And I will actually have pictures on my Instagram uploaded later this week after this week's festivities. I am gonna wear me-made looks all week long. This is the only look that I specifically made for this year's Sustainable Fashion Week. The other looks will be things that are already in my wardrobe. And the reason why I like to wear things that I made to sustainable, eco-friendly events is because I thrift my fabric, and I want to show people like what you can do with things with fabric, and even like the patterns. Like, I thrifted the pattern as well. I did not thrift the thread this time, even though I usually do, but I was like, this is Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week, so let me use, sorry for the noise, I should have brought this out ahead of time. This is Gutermann recycled polyester thread that I used for this project. And the great thing about it is it came in this really lovely green. You can't see it in this, well, yeah, you can see like this green. And isn't it perfect? Like, I can show you my top stitching that I did. Ooh. I'm glad I caught that before the show. So yeah. This is funny. I remember when I was learning to sew, one of my teachers was Trinidadian, and she said, you're not sewing a mop, so always make sure you cut your threads. All right, so I'm going to show you the top stitching, and look how it's basically invisible. Like, I love it because I'm actually going to sew a pocket on top of this. That was not in the original pattern, but I believe everything deserves pockets. And also, like, today I'm carrying a purse, but for future events I might not be carrying my purse. So therefore, I should have a huge pocket that can fit at least my phone and my wallet, so I don't have to worry about a purse messing up like the flow of the outfit, if that makes sense. Like, I usually carry a fanny pack, And because this outfit is so cute, the fanny pack would like sort of mess up the lines of the dress. Even though the dress is fitting, everything is fitting. Like for a minute I was a little scared because the pattern is 14, 16, 18. The original owner did cut the dress down to 14, which I am up top, I'm a 14. But below I could have used an 18. So I just took my French ruler and just like graded it out on the material, and it still turned out nice. And I'm just happy about this look coming together. This is one of the few times where I've actually sewn an outfit a little bit before the event. Usually I'm like, right now it's almost 5 o'clock. The event is at 7. I would usually be sewing up until 6 o'clock. But this is the first time where I actually was done earlier today. And by done, like, all I really had left was hemming today. And usually that's the very last thing that I do. But yesterday, I had already did the sleeves and, got the sleeve action going on. I might have to adjust them later because I don't know what adjustment it's called. Maybe it's a little shoulder adjustment or whatever, but my sleeves are always just a slightly too long whenever I sew, and I usually have to shorten them. But I really enjoyed this was an easy and fun sew. I think in all it might have had like literally just 1 page of instructions. I'm pointing because my instructions are up here. Let me show you real quick. Like, this was the only page of instructions for the duster and the dress. It did come in 2 different lengths. There's a floor length one with a slit that's very cute, and the duster is also a floor length as well. However, I shortened both because I wanted to look like a hot girl, and I definitely feel like a hot girl. And I know people are like, "Oh, when are you ever gonna wear this again?" Well, now that I have this on, it is 90 degrees in September, and it's supposed to be quilted polyester. It is relatively light, so I think the only reason I'm hot right now is because I'm just so excited and ready to go. But I could see myself wearing this again in the later months as well, like maybe to a summer wedding, a fancy cocktail event, or even just another like eco-friendly event. Like a lot of my friends like to have themed parties, and so this is another good thing to wear it to. I love how it's kiwis, and I am working on an orange blossom themed, like orange blossom cosplay from Strawberry Shortcake, and a Strawberry Shortcake one as well. And I don't really know if Strawberry Shortcake has any kiwi characters in her like little universe, but if there's ever like a fruit themed day, I could be a kiwi character. Speaking of Strawberry Shortcake, how I am accessorizing this look, my first lounge fly bag is this gorgeous orange blossom purse from Hot Topic. It is so cute, and I'm very excited that it goes with my theme of my outfit. I am so excited about it. Like, I love this, and I know it's Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week, and Loungefly does not have the most sustainable practices with creating their pieces. However, when it comes to responsible consumption, which I actually do want to talk about later in this episode, the more you wear something, the longer you love it, the better you take care of it, the better life that it will have out of our landfills. I got this because I was like, I know I'm going to have this for a long time. I would, in fact, love to give this to my daughter. Like, this is one of those things where, like, I'm passing this on, or I'm just keeping out the landfill. Like, if one day I just find myself not loving this and not wanting to give it to my daughter, I would at least, like, resell it, or, like, yeah, I'd have to resell this. I would even consider, like, leaving this to the thrift gods. But I love this, and it makes me very happy, and I'll get several uses out of this. I know that an issue with leather or well, pieces like these is that sometimes the leather does fade. And I'm the type of person where I would invest in the paint to, you know, retouch up this, or even just figure out how do I just keep this for as long as I can, because it is gorgeous. It's orange blossom, and this vintage orange blossom, like I love it. So that's why I have this. More things about my look that are a bit more sustainable than this bag. These earrings and this necklace, all thrifted. I'm wearing a bracelet that I got a long time ago. It was not thrifted, but it was gifted, and I'm still wearing it. I'm still keeping it. And so that's something I sort of want to touch on when it comes to sustainability and consumption, because it's been on my mind this week. I just finished the book, Confessions of a Shopaholic. And this book is a very chaotic and stressful book to read, actually. I believe it was written in 2001. And it's complete fiction. There is a movie based on it. And pretty much this woman, she has a lot of credit card debt. She has a shopping addiction. She keeps buying things. She keeps trying to figure out ways to save money and to not spend money. And she also works at a finance magazine, which I'm like, girl. And it's like one of those, it reads like one of those early 2000s rom-coms where, you know, at the end of the day, you get everything that you wanted, but it's how you got there. And so reading this book was a little uncomfortable for me because of how much this girl liked to shop. Like, I'm like, girl, you got piles of credit card bank statements and you're still shopping. And her stuff wasn't maxed out. Like, her cards didn't get frozen till like almost the end of the book. And I'm like, if you, like, in this day and age, my cards would have been frozen if I was spending as much as she was. And she wasn't even paying on her cards, like, at all. That was stressful. But I think about, like, responsible consumption, not just from the shopping and buying new things standpoint, but also, like, from the crafting standpoint. So that's been on my mind because every week I feel like I come here and I'm like, oh, this is like what I'm sewing. This is some things that I bought from either from work or just in general. And I'm also like watching like anti-haul videos and reaction videos to overconsumption. And like, I guess a part of me is like, where do I fit in all of this? Like, even with my content. So for example, I have like expressed in an earlier video on this channel about how I don't shop at Hobby Lobby, and I side eye people who do shop at Hobby Lobby and endorse them. And also what's interesting is like there are some creators who try and get around saying Hobby Lobby, but they still shop there, and I still side eye that. And like I'll watch a video and I'm like, oh, I love this person, I'm so glad they're doing what they're doing, and then they'll be like, and I got this from Shein, and I'm like like at the end of the day, there are some creators who I'll still support because, you know, I'm like, I love what they're doing, like I love their content or how they deliver their content, but I don't. And there's some things I don't like that people do, and it's right. It's okay for me to be critical of it. I don't see myself going on people's pages and being like, you shouldn't shop at Shein. This is my page, so I can say on this page, we will not be shopping at Shein. We will not be shopping at Temu. We will not be doing that on purpose. I know something slipped through the cracks because, like, I've gone to a couple of craft fairs and I've been really excited about things that people have. But I'm like, wait a minute. they got this wholesale. And then I'm like, well, enjoy this craft fair. Don't make it everybody's problem. But I'm like, where did they get this wholesale from? And then I get suspicious and I start thinking and I'm, ruminating. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I would like to support a small business, especially like Black owned businesses or BIPOC owned businesses. I do my best to give my dollars to them. And sometimes they get their dollars from supporting these big names. Fine. It's like, people will say there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, which I think is sometimes a cop-out because people feel like they'll never win when it comes to being better about what they consume. I think that there is always room and opportunity for you to be better. And sometimes that opportunity is a bit of a challenge. Like, the big argument that people have for Shein is people saying that, I can't afford to shop sustainably, or I can't, or am I not supposed to wear clothes, and just things like that. And I don't like that flippancy towards people saying you shouldn't shop at Shein. I think that the challenge of finding outfits that work for you and clothes and things that are affordable is not Shein is a cop out. Like, you could go on Poshmark and you could thrift these things. You could go to your store, your local Goodwill, which I know has its own issues, but if you go to a secondhand store and you extend the life of something that was already made, you're telling big fast fashion that you don't need it. I also feel very similar towards like craft supplies as well. Every huge big box retailer has a problem. Whether or not that problem is big enough for you to not shop there, it's up to you. However, I think that as we shop for supplies for our outfits and the things that we sew, is that we could do better about the fibers that we use. Now, I know I'm saying this wearing something that I'm pretty sure is made from polyester. Like, I actually could not find a tag on this to save my life. Like, I even did Google Lens to see where did this come from? Because and I was like, maybe I might have to order more to get the sleeves done, but I was like, don't do that. That's literally against your mission. But like I said, I don't know the origins of this. I believe it's polyester because of the way that the fiber is. Like, it's not breathe. Well, I wish I could touch this so I could figure out. It's not cotton. It did wash very well in the washer and the dryer. I did do it on high heat. I just did it on cold. And then also this is just lining fabric that I got from Scraplanta. But I'm just thinking that when I buy new fabric, I buy natural fibers. When I do a project that does require some form of synthetic fibers, at the minimum, I will try and thrift them. Like, it's still not great to use synthetic fibers, but if you can at least thrift it or even just upcycle something where you extend the useful life of this product and you're not getting new synthetic fibers from this big box retailer, and reinforcing the notion that to that big box retailer that they can get away with having synthetic fibers with their products. I know some brands do make fabric from plastic bottles, which has its own issues. There's viscose bamboo, that people are like, bamboo is a renewable, or not renewable. The way bamboo is harvested can make it a very easy crop to just keep growing. And fabric made from bamboo is sustainable, but the process that is used to make that product is terrible. So it's there's give and take with everything. And I will try and express that on this channel, that I'm considering both factors, but I'm also drawing my hard boundary when it comes to what I'm going to consume for myself. And I will challenge my viewers to think about being more responsible and sustainable about the things that they consume and use to make their craft supplies. Use to make their sewing projects and to put around their house. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be the type to have an Amazon affiliate link on this channel. I don't want you guys to make the exact same outfit that I'm wearing. Now, if somebody did happen to find this comforter in their thrift store or wherever it came from, and they made the same outfit, I would be very surprised. Very surprised. But I don't want you guys to consume new things because of me. I'd rather you guys thrift it, find it on a Facebook Marketplace. Like, even with my sewing machines, like, I have a Janome 2222. I love that thing down. That is my machine. I highly recommend it to anybody who's interested in home sewing and they want a I call it beginning to intermediate sewing machine that's relatively powerful. I recommend that machine to anybody, but I wouldn't tell you go straight to Janome and buy it. You can if you want to. I'm not giving you an affiliate link for that. But I would also encourage you to look on Facebook Marketplace or any other second party market, like if I'm as an avenue to acquire this, then going straight to Janome. But I still buy things new sometimes, and you can still buy things new, but slow it down. We only have one planet. And going back to Confessions of a Shopaholic, is this girl was buying clothes every day. She was stressed out. Like, she'd be like, oh my gosh, today's a bad day, I'm gonna get me a cardigan. Oh, today's a good day, I'm gonna get me a cardigan. I'm like, girl, how many cardigans can you get? And yes, she was British, but it was just like, how much can you consume? Like, I am at a point now where, this craft room, it's full. My craft room is full. It is tiny. My house isn't getting any bigger, and I need to start focusing on the crafts that I have in here. Because if you're a crafter, buying supplies and actually crafting are two separate hobbies. However, we do buy things with the intent to use them eventually, so use them. Like, if you're thinking about spending an afternoon in Joann's, spend an afternoon in your craft room. Just do it. Just, play with your fabrics. Open up all these containers, those packages that you ordered online from either the good place or the bad place. That's your business. Open up those containers and play with the stuff you got already. Rearrange some things in your room. Reconfigure. Like this mannequin right here. This mannequin needs to be redone a second time because the last time I expanded that mannequin, I have gained 30 pounds. So it's, the next time I get a chance to play in my craft room, I need to be playing with adding foam and expanding this mannequin. So it's things like that, like to just reconfigure your shopping habits. And like I said, I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. I do like to shop. I love shopping. I grew up with a mama who would shut the mall down. And by what I mean by shutting the mall down, my mom would be like trying to slide under the gates as the mall closed down. That's how long we'd be at the mall. We would shut it down. Like my mom's thing for whenever we had free time, let's go to Sears, let's go to Kmart, let's go to the mall. In Atlanta, we have 7 or 8 malls that you could go to at one point. So it'd be like, ooh, let's go see what's going on at North Point Mall or South Lake or this and that. What's different from their Macy's than the Macy's at Stonecrest? That's how we were. And, as a kid, I was so tired. But, I've really grown out of that, but it's still in me. It is still in me. I work at a store. I work at a fabric craft supply store, at a secondhand one at that. So sometimes I could be having a normal day, going on writing grant applications, checking people out. And here comes someone with 800 pounds of fabric from a dance company. And I have to tell myself no. I have to tell myself no a lot. And sometimes telling myself no is also me not working in the store and me like having other employees work there so I can stay at home and not be distracted. And also, like I said, it's just a matter of like, we have this free time. What do we do with it? Do we spend it in our craft room sewing, or do we go to Joann's and just buy everything that we can, or even online shopping? As much as I know that some people benefit when they have a bunch of newsletter subscribers or whatever, I know these big companies don't need me to be subscribed. I unsubscribe all the time, and they give you those coupons to like, oh, come back, we'll give you 20% off, 40% off. I just delete those messages. Like, unless I'm really just looking for fabric or something, I'm just curious, I will just delete the email. I'll try and unsubscribe. Sometimes I magically get resubscribed just because I made a purchase. I'm on you, Michaels, because I've unsubscribed from Michaels like 7 or 8 times in my life. But we have to, I guess, distract ourselves from the distraction, which shopping is and all these shiny things are. So, to distract myself from the distraction, I thought to myself, I wanted to do something crafty, but I wanted to learn how to do it. And I didn't want to, spend all these money on the supplies, because that's literally what happens is you get too much of the supplies, you're not good at it, you don't like it, and then you just have all this stuff lying around. But I ended up going to this craft class at the bakery. The bakery is one of the amazing arts nonprofits around Atlanta. And they are a DIY space that just encourages creativity through their programming. And they have sliding scale art classes like Scraplanta, but their sliding scale is higher than ours because I think they're like, I'd say that their classes are a bit more advanced and structured than Scraplanta classes. Like, our classes are fun and everything, but the bakery is just like it's a level up. So usually I'm not really too interested in their classes, but I do want to support them because they're another nonprofit and we work together. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this class and I was like, oh, I gotta go. Like, I was trying to figure out what to do with my weekend. I'm trying to do so much better with budgeting because just like Confessions of a Shopaholic, I have credit card debt too. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I do spend, I do consume, and I do consume more than what I have the means to at times, thus the credit card debt. But I've been getting my credit card debt down. I've been more conscious about my spending, and I was also trying to just like figure out something to do. Like, I want to diversify my free time. I don't want to be that person who just sits at home and watches TV and plays with the dog. Like, I like crafting and gardening and all these things. But I saw this class. Okay, back to the class. I said I must take it. This class was called Decadent Cake Decorating. And if you're not familiar with Decadent, it is a Japanese art style that is like where you turn everyday objects into food-like objects. If that makes sense. It's like decorating with food, but not food. Not like that Temu croissant lamp that was actually a croissant in epoxy resin. Yuck. This is, I'll show you what I made because it is so cute and it made me very happy. This is not a cake. This is a jewelry box. And so we had fake icing that we made. Well, we didn't make it. Like the workshop host, who she has a shop called The Pastry Plug. She made special icing that we decorated this with. We had cake icing bags with piping with the special. why am I blanking on the word? The special tubes that you put the cake icing through to make the fancy designs. And this was my first time doing this, actually. And it turned out so nice. And then you had little charms. Let me just put it in closer. Like, look how cute this is. Little peach, little gummy bear. And then she had some just these charms. Even this ice cream sandwich was cute. And like I said, it opens up. This has actually been sitting for almost a week, because you're supposed to let it sit for a week so that this hardens, because the class was about 3 hours. And this was probably, I would say the next day, like, this still wasn't hard. But she gave us these wonderful boxes, and they were able to be transported without being messed up, which is very surprising for me, because the way I drive, things fly around all the time. And there are some, like, flaws, because, like I said, this was my first time doing, like, any form of cake decorating and working with icing. So I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of this. And the reason why I like that I did this, like, the class was sliding scale, and I think I paid $50 for it, was because I didn't have to buy these materials, be at home, and be scared and cry about it. I was like, all these materials are here somewhere else. I can just show up, take this class, and if I like it, I can do it. If not, I don't have to do it again. I also was very intrigued by the process of making this, because she said that she would sell, like, the little decorating kits for people who want to just do this on their own. And I thought of all the things that I could thrift and decorate in decadent style. So that's probably going to be my next project later this year. I'm thinking about some projects for my family members that I could do for, like, Christmas, because I have a lot of family members who do, like, cutesy things. But it was a great experience. I actually ran into another wonderful being in Atlanta who likes to do hobbies for fun. Like, that's their hobby, is discovering new hobbies. And I love that platform, because I think that it encourages us to, like, get out the house, make new friends, make a mess, and not bring it back to our house. Because instead of me having a whole, like, basket full of supplies, I just have this cake. And not only is it cake, I can put my jewelry in it, and maybe I can put some craft supplies in here. Actually, or I can just do makeup. I don't know if I'm going to use it for, like, a travel kit, because it is a little sensitive, but it makes wonderful decoration. And it's also helping me get in line with my dream aesthetic. This is the last topic that I will discuss, and I'll discuss it very, very briefly, because this is a part of my golden year journey. My journey is figuring out, like, what do I want for myself, and what does it look like? There's a lot of, like, cores out there. You know, there's princess core, cottage core, clown core, horror core, all these cores of brands and aesthetics and how people are supposed to look, or say that they want to look and identify themselves with. I personally I like the princess core brand and cottage core. I like Whimsigoth, but, like, all of them, I'm like, they don't quite describe me. And if you're watching this video and you're looking at my style, and you might see my Instagram, Queen_Jofro, you might be like, actually, your style is blank. Please let me know. But what I'm trying to grow into is something mixed, like, of a Southern Belle, but, like, very rough and tough, and, like, quirky pastel type look. Like, I'm getting closer to it. Like, this look, first of all, it's glamorous. It's glamorous, but it's kiwis. And it's maybe like Lisa Schiaparelli, like her designs, where, you know, it's like, this is an evening gown, but it has a lobster on it. Like, something like that element of, like, this girl, yes, she is glamorous and great, but she doesn't take everything so seriously. And as I work towards that, just keep watching, like, my outfits, like, slowly evolve into that. Hopefully by the time I turn 27, I'll be more grounded in what that is and what that looks like. And you guys will be on this journey, and maybe some of you guys might follow me, or I'll follow you guys into that journey, because I think we're all can learn from each other. Like the way I watch the princess core aesthetic, and I was like, I like that, but that's not quite me. So yeah, that's it for this week. Next week I'll tell you guys how Atlanta Sustainable Fashion Week went, and I'll try and edit the photos into the video so you guys will be able to get like a recap of what I wore and how much fun I had. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful and safe week, and y'all get vaccinated and register to vote. Bye.